Hi quilters, today's show is all about sewing curves with AccuQuilt.
So stay tuned for some curvaceous fun.
Hi quilters, I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
And I'm Erica Bodker, AccuQuilt's creativity expert.
All right, welcome to today's launch party called Embrace Your Curves with Ease. Today we are launching not one, but two new curvy dies as part of our permanent collection. I'm really excited about these two
I am
dies.
too. We've got plenty more in store for you too, including some sweet curvy prizes, some shapely project ideas, and a great inspirational trunk show. Wait till you see.
All right, let's turn the bend and see our new dies. Embrace quilting curves with the Go Joseph's Coat 11-inch finished and Go Signature Circles 6-inch finished dies. These time-saving block on board or bob dies work with the Go or Go Big electric fabric cutters to cut perfectly curved pieces every time. Cut up to a 13-color, 11-inch finished Joseph's Coat block in just 2 passes through the cutter and effortlessly create bright table toppers, glamorous stockings, and more. Also, you can make a 3-color, 6-inch finished signature circle block in 1 pass through the cutter for groovy pillow covers, twisting table runners, and more. Creating curvy blocks is so easy with these bob dies because at AccuQuilt we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Okay, do you have a favorite?
You know, it's really hard with these. These are 2 great curvy dies, and we want to make sure they both get enough love today. So we're going to talk about them one at a time, let them have establish their own identity, and we're going to start by taking a look at the new Go Signature Circle die.
All right, so here it is. It's on a 10 by 10 die board, so you want to make sure you have a 10 by 10 cutting mat.
Yes.
It has only 3 shapes, and A and C are the ones that you're going to have typically in our pattern that have color, but we've screen printed the letters. And then Erica, what are these?
Those are notches. Okay, this is the coolest part about working with our curved dies. The dies cut notches in there. Those are used for placement. So you match those notches up. That's how you know you're going to get perfect fit, perfect matches, perfect shapes. They're going to be easy to sew each and every time. You know, I come from a garment sewing background, and you have to cut notches in garment sewing, and you got to turn yourself right side up and upside down to do it. And this just does it for you, and it makes all the difference.
It makes a 6-inch finished block, which I think is fabulous.
Yes.
All right, so shall we talk about how we're going to lay stuff down and talk about the pieces?
So we're going to start with this look, if you will.
Yes. Okay.
How to create this look.
And I didn't iron that piece, but it's okay. Okay.
Oh, yes.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right, so now quilters, just everybody take a breath. Because what we're going to do is we're going to lay 2 colors down here on C, and we're going to lay 2 colors down here on A.
Just because we can.
Just because we can. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut a square for the center. Now you're going to lose a little bit of this piece.
Right.
If you wanted to, you could trim it down, but you're still going to lose a little bit of it. Just, I think for time's sake, we just said, you know what, this is what we're going to do.
If you wanted, like if you were making this one, you would cut this square larger so that you'd be cutting the center and the small half circle out of the same fabric. We are going to be doing some different things with it. We're going to show you some different looks. So,
so when you're looking at your fabric, this is a really great scrap buster because this is just a 4.5-inch square and this is a 3.5-inch square.
Right.
And so I feel like you could make it all scrappy. You know how I'm about scrappy.
Oh, So it would work with charm packs. Those
It
are
would.
5-inch squares. So think
Yeah.
about that.
How many-
using that for a charm pack, because you've got 40 to 42 different fabrics in there. That's fun
How many of you have charm squares sitting in your stash?
that you don't know what to do with.
Okay, so put you a 10 by 10 cutting mat. So it's gonna fit in our Go and our Go Big cutters. It'll also work in the studio cutter with the appropriate adapter. All right, give it a little love. We're gonna slide, don't lift. And we're gonna pull out our shapes,
Right.
which I think is so cool.
Yes. So
All right.
here you can see with this block, we've got our rings and we've got background fabric.
Yes.
But let's see what happens. Let's just play with it a little bit.
Well,
right?
that's why we cut two different
So
colors.
here is that center piece.
Yep.
Again, and I think we call it signature circles because this is a little reminiscent of that signature block.
Right.
This is a very unique design.
Yes.
This is not, a lot of times we are doing classic blocks and classic designs. This is a unique and original design, and we're super excited about it. Look how different it looks
See?
when we lay it out like this.
With the purple and the gold.
With the purple and the gold reversed on it. Because then you're going to be, you could be creating, depending on how you laid your squares then, you could be making circles and
Yes,
rings.
of
I mean,
circles.
you've got all kinds of ideas for things that you can do. And you can line them up so that you're making circles like this,
Right, or snakes, if you go the other way.
if one must. But you can also go with that wave
Yeah.
and make waves. And you're going to see great examples of this in the trunk show.
Okay, so here is the block that we're making in, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, the next week or something, we're gonna make this. So this is a very modern colorway.
Yes.
And this is what I didn't press, but pretend it's pressed, okay? And then what you're gonna do, see, you could make it like this.
You can make so many different
You can just
looks.
move it around like this. That's the thing, this is why I love this die, is because right now curves are really in modern quilts. You see them everywhere, it's such a
Yes.
vibe. And I just think this is so cool.
This is so cool. This is I think this is a must-have for a modern quilter.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Stephanie Jacobson, who designed the pattern for our packaging, she's a member of the Omaha Modern Quilt Guild. She's our good friend. Hi, Steph.
Hello. I love the quilt. Now, I know that a lot of quilters are afraid of curves, but there is no reason to be afraid of curves, especially when you've got a Go system, because like I said, it's going to do that hard cutting for you. They're going to be cut perfectly. You're going to have those all-important notches right
Yes.
there for you.
And we have plenty of resources to help you as well.
Oh, yes.
The lovely Erica and I made a video showing you step-by-step how to sew these blocks, and you can find it on the die's product page. We're also going to go over some of our favorite tips for sewing curves a little bit later in our show.
That's right, we are. But for now, I think we should go away one of these fun circular
away or
dies.
give away?
Give away. I'm
I knew what
leaving
you
on
meant.
vacation tomorrow. Can you tell? I've already got go away on the brain.
All right.
So let's give one to a lucky registered viewer. They've registered for our shows, and I think they deserve a curvy die.
I think they do. All right, our first lucky winner of a Go Signature Circle 6-inch finished die is, drum roll please, Betty D from Malvern, Pennsylvania. Congratulations.
Oh, Betty, this is fun. You're going to have a great time with
You
this.
are gonna like this die.
Okay, so let's move this to the side because unlike these signature circles, which are very modern in design, the next die, Go Joseph's Coat, is a very traditional design, but it also uses curves. So here we've got, so this is the design that you're gonna be making.
Isn't that super
Isn't
cool?
this super cool?
Okay, and
I
here's
love
the
it.
die.
And
Sorry,
again,
I was-
even though this is a classic traditional design, you can make this look pretty modern too.
Right, so this die only has 2 shapes.
Yep.
And there are notches
on all the edges, and specialized dog ears.
And that's key. This is going to be really key.
This is how you know it works.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so to lay out your fabric here, we're just going to put some white up here.
Yep.
And then this is our little bee, and we want it to be in 2 different colors.
And again, this would work to be scrappy. You could, because this isn't a very wide piece.
No, you could totally do it scrappy. I like that. I'm going to stick it right here underneath our little thing. All right. And we need a 10 by 10 die board.
Yes.
And some of you, don't be scared of curves, because really the notches and the dog ears make it perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
And these are not like scary. This is a nice, gentle curve. This is an easy to sew curve. It really is. Now, just like all of our blocks, you want to follow the directions, right?
Oh, every
Because
time.
when I first was testing this one, I didn't. And then I discovered that it works better that way if you do. So let me show you my trick that I discovered was that you want to go and lay out all of these shape pieces, and you want to sew all of your shapes onto one side. So you want to sew onto the other side. So the first thing you're going to do is some chain piecing, and you're going to go ahead and take your center piece, the tri-point piece, and sew the orange peel piece onto, say, the right side of all of your pieces. Then you're going to go back and put those together.
See, I read the instructions when I was making this. And so that's exactly what I did. So I sewed them to the left side, but you could sew them to the right side, okay? And then...
So you would create 2 halves of this section and then sew them together.
Right. And I also learned, Erica, that if you start from the center and stitch out...
Oh, and how did you learn that?
I read the instructions.
Oh, that's because I told them.
Oh, that's why.
Yes, that, and I thought I told you. But that way it will be easier to sew.
Yeah.
And you're going to sew from the center, and that way you can
Look at how
also
good they look together.
use our other tip of keeping your smile on top, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, and we also made a video showing how to sew these pieces together, just like we did for Signature Circle. You can find it on the product page. Now, I'm going to tell you, be sure and make a test block.
Yes.
Follow the instructions.
Yes.
And relax, right?
Just breathe. It's going to be okay. These are super fun.
Yeah.
And I know we had somebody, we're gearing up for our next quilt along. And I've been dropping a couple of hints, and I had somebody say, "Oh, I'm in as long as it's not a curve," and it just hurt my heart. Don't be afraid of curves. I know we're afraid of curves, but it's okay.
I didn't ever sew curves until I worked here because I didn't want to have
they're
to deal
hard.
with the notches.
They're
right?
hard
We
to
have
cut.
notches.
They're hard to cut, but the notches and cutting all those pieces perfectly, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So think about the different projects that you can make with this. You could use just one set like this, make a pillow cover, okay? You could make anything from that up to a full-size quilt. I can see in my head so many different fabrics. What about doing it all in blues and whites?
Yes.
Or I've got a thing about 30s reproduction fabrics right now.
Right, that would really be pretty.
Or Lynn Gibney just got back from a little trip. If she had some Liberty of London florals that
That'd be
followed her
cute.
home, this would be super cute with that.
I like it. And I can see the wheels turning in your quilting brain, but I was thinking it would be fantastic for scraps.
Yes.
Right, so many
Halloween scraps.
Right, because I just
Christmas
finished my list.
scraps.
But think about this, Erica. I mean, how many times in your stash or your bag of scraps, you have
You know,
pieces that are
those
about
long,
that big?
skinny pieces.
Yep.
Yeah, it's perfect. Well, today's show is bursting with inspiration on ways to embrace curves, and we want to know, quilters, which of our new curvy dies is your favorite? Is it the Go Signature Circles 6-inch finished? Is it the Go Joseph's Coat 11-inch finished? Or is it both, because it's too hard to pick?
And if you're watching our website or YouTube, you can click the box to vote below or to the right of the chat box.
And if you're watching via Facebook, vote on the box that displays over the top of the video.
Okay, and while you're voting, not to sway you, but this is the only 11-inch finished die. We have our double wedding ring
Ring
finishes
is
11 and a half.
Right. This is just super fun. I mean, it is a classic design. You're going to see antique quilts like this. But again, you put these bright batiks with it. It's very modern looking. Oh, heck, they're both must-haves in my book.
All right, so while you're voting, I think we should make the show even better with another giveaway.
Okay, the lucky winner of a Go Joseph's Coat 11-inch finished die is, drum roll please, Suzanne Kay from Grass Lake, Michigan.
Congratulations. Oh, you're gonna love it. All right, quilters, so as promised, we're gonna go over some tips for sewing curves and some things that may be helpful to have on hand, starting with pins. And I know you love talking about pins. Do we have them all?
Pins. I've got a bunch of them over here.
Oh, do you?
I hoarded the pins. So it's important because we have great pins together, but pins are gonna be what's gonna hold those notches together. So these are the magic pins. We have these on our website. And I am gonna say to pin it with the smiley face on top. And I like to pin at the notch. And then I like to bring this down here and line it up and do a pin to get me started. And then, at least when I'm first getting started, I like to start with putting a pin at the bottom too. Now, once you get to going, you may even not be using pins.
So these are magic pins and they're super flexible.
And we've got those on our site, but they come in a cute little case. But I know how much you love a good pin cushion, and we are both kind of obsessed with this one currently.
I think this one is super cute. Because I like the dots and the red tops.
Right, so this is the Pim Love magnetic pin cushion, which I like because then you can use it to pick up pins off of your floor.
Yes.
And they have little red heads. And then, of course, we've got our classic flower top ones.
Here's our flower tops.
Those are in one of our little pin cushions that we love.
And bindy clips, I think you have a whole...
Oh yes, we've got a whole list of those. So we're going to talk about gluing because we've got that great fabric glue stick from our friends at June Taylor that have joined us. And I don't know about you, but I've seen people glue curves.
I've never seen that.
Okay.
Can you get it open? There you go.
Ka-cha.
Ka-cha. All right,
So
put it up here so
you
we
can do that.
take a picture.
You can do that different ways. So you can, again, you could just put a little glue on it and put it right up there and just do that where you would do your notches. Or you could pin the whole thing.
You could glue the whole thing, you mean?
You could glue the whole thing.
Okay, I think that's amazing. Now, if you're doing this, I would suggest you give it a few minutes to set the glue. So maybe glue 2 or 3, go back, sew the first one, glue 2 or 3, go back and sew the second one. Because then you can combine chain gluing with chain piecing. Look at how clever that is.
Look how clever this is.
I have never thought of that.
My friend Reva in Seattle taught me that.
Reva, good job. All right, look at that.
Yep. So again, then just go down, and here, like I said, if you're nervous, this is a great way to go. Just go ahead, glue it all the way, set it aside, glue some more.
Okay,
Glue
I
your
might
next
just
one.
forever glue.
You know, it's pretty slick.
I mean, honestly, in my whole quilting head. Because the pins, after a while, you have to keep
after a while, you
track.
got to keep, track of them. But
That
yeah,
is
go
super
ahead,
cool.
pin it together. And these fabric glue sticks work so well. And don't think that it's the same if you just grab whatever generic school glue.
No,
Site. No, don't do that.
Okay, while you're telling us both, I want to know how many of you glue.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting to know.
We might do this when I showcase this die on a Wednesday, which may or may not be tomorrow. I don't know. I can't remember. But my goodness, we are going to glue.
We are going to glue.
All right.
Well, it's nice to know that I've been able to change her life.
Yes.
And those bindy clips we mentioned, these could also come in handy if you're doing the gluing.
Yes.
Now, I think it sticks together really well.
I think
but
it does.
you could always, you know, use that as well.
I do love good bindy clips. What
I
are they
do
called
too.
really in life? Wonder clips.
Wonder clips. Or bindy clips.
I don't know.
We have these on the website too.
Okay, all these things available on our website.
So if you aren't used to curves, or even if you are, try a couple test blocks. Try these different methods. Get yourself a fabric glue stick. You get your pins. Try a couple. See which method you like better. But the next tip, and I mentioned this already, is to keep your smile on top, and that's when you sew.
Yes.
That's going to be this, your smiley part.
Yes.
Keep that on top as you sew that together, because then you're just guiding that fabric under the needle, and if it starts to bunch up, don't panic. Take a breath, stop with your needle down in the fabric.
You can stop sewing. I know that's a
Stop
concept.
sewing. Stop sewing. Put the needle down in the fabric. Raise the presser foot. All that does is release the tension of the bunch up. When you put it back down, it's gonna go flat again.
I have done that a couple of times where I get a little stressed
I
about
do
it.
that
and I'm
mostly
like,
when I'm, you know,
Yeah.
I'll raise my foot quite often when I'm,
Yeah.
you know, about mid-curve on these sides.
Also, getting started can be tricky. So this is
Oh, yes.
Kenyon. This is a great time for either chain piecing or grabbing some fabric for leaders
Yes.
or enders. Now these, have you ever done leaders and enders?
You know, I usually just grab scrap pieces.
I do too.
But if you're an organized quilter, which we're pretty much
We are
admitting right now
not.
that we're not,
You're so
and
not.
have a basket, say, of half square triangles to sew together or something for another project.
Yeah.
You can use those as your leaders and enders, and pretty soon you just keep doing that. You're going to have another project. You're going to have a great quilt.
Okay, I am not that organized. I think it's also helpful to have our stiletto.
Yes.
Because as you're putting it through the machine, it allows you to kind of grip it, and it has a little grippy end, which is
It
good.
does have a little grippy end. It's kind of like an eraser, but it's pointed, and so it works really well. Now, last but not least, okay, we're going to say it again, it's pressing.
Yes.
First thing you want to do is refer to your pattern for pressing directions always. And if you aren't sure where you press the seam, I think with curves, the fabric tends to tell you how it wants to be pressed.
Right.
And it's going to press to one side or the other usually. I don't press my curves open. They don't want to go
No, they
that
don't
way.
want to be open. They just
I don't
want to
like
lay
to
flat
fight
and
with my
sleep.
fabric. I love it too much.
So I found when I was doing signature circles that if I press towards the center piece, then when I go to line up these pieces, then they line up.
You could nest those seams.
You can nest them.
Oh, look at her coming up with great tips.
Well, sometimes, right?
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
how
yeah.
that works.
Yeah, so kind of cool.
Yes. Oh, that is cool.
And remember, pressing is not ironing.
Right. We're not.
We're not rubbing it, right? We're just pressing, and we never, ever, 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 ever use steam.
No.
Steam distorts that fabric.
Yeah. Well, now that we have shared some of our favorite tips for sewing,
I'm loving the
curves,
glue. I think,
I'm so happy that I could.
well, the fact that I don't have to use pins is just makes me beyond happy. Well, pins I just have to keep track of.
You know what?
right?
But especially if you're not used to sewing curves, I think this method is great, and it works perfectly with a nice gradual curve. So you want to
Yeah.
get both dies. Here's what you do: you get both dies.
Yeah.
You start with the Joseph's coat, because it's a little bit more gradual, but then you're going to, in 2-3 blocks, you're going to be doing these because they're gradual too, and you're going to be a rock star on those curves. So,
Get them both.
all right, I think we should inspire everyone further. We've lined up all of our goodies. Let's do a trunk show,
Oh, let's
shall
do
we? Okay.
All right. First of all, we have the Go Rainbow Rings Baby Quilt by our good friend Stephanie Jacobson. You okay over there?
Yeah, I just wanted to pull things closer to me.
She's from Steph Jacobson Design. She's our good friend. She's a huge modern quilter, and she used Moda Grunge for the win.
And you know what? I feel like maybe she had just some scraps sitting around that she used for this.
Yes, I think
And
so.
she put a scrappy binding on it.
She did all of the things.
I
And then
love.
look at this beautiful back.
And she did nice swirly, curly
Yeah.
quilting on it too. It's just delightful.
And it's great for a child's room, like a toddler room, boys or girls. You could make it any color. You could make it bigger for all the people in your house.
I think that this die would be great for projects for teens and tweens, especially with these new pillows.
These are my favorite. Okay, these are the
really
Groovy
squishy
Cirky pillows by Brianna Roberts of So Cute and Quirky. She's one of our new designers.
Yes, she is.
Brianna, good job, by the way, on
Good
these.
job. We love these.
She uses Benetrex fabric. And this was kind of the inspiration for my variation of color, was these funky lava lamp looking pillows.
It does. This shape reminds me of the lava lamp. It also reminds me of my meandering when I quilt.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I love how she quilted it just like between them and just did random quilting. And my Oakley has seen these, and she's
already claiming these.
Claiming them.
And she put, there's an envelope back, so it's super easy. And they're just really fun.
Listen, we tell you all the time, if you're new to quilting, if you're new to AccuQuilt, make something small, make pillows.
Pillow covers.
Signature circle
You know what? Pillow covers are highly underrated because it is the fastest way you can change up the whole look of a room is to change, say, your living room, put a different cover on your pillows.
There you go.
Okay, this is one of our favorite.
Now we have to talk about this one. This is called Merry Days Table Runner by our good friend Terry Van de Bosch of Lizard Creek Quilting. She is Maywood Studios fabric, and shout out to Terry Van de Bosch because I love it. Okay, so when we were showing this, we were going through our little rehearsal today, I was like, don't they look like Christmas trees? And I was the only person in the studio that thought that they looked like Christmas trees.
I don't know. I saw the wave, the curve. To me, I was almost seeing ribbon candy.
Oh, which you could totally make in bright varieties of color.
Right?
Yep, yep.
So
And
I was seeing ribbon candy. But either way, what she's done is to set these blocks on point.
Yes.
And then use the setting triangles, the
6
6-inch finish.
Yep.
And then, brilliant girl, she's used the holly leaves and berries from the holiday medley die. That, you know what, quilters, if you don't have that holiday medley die, it is so versatile.
And I love the fact that Terry, because it's just a table topper or a table runner, she just quilted over the top of those
Quilted
appliques.
right over the top of those.
I like this a lot.
I do too.
Do I get to choose which one I want to take home since the
No,
Gibney's not here?
she's not here.
Okay, never
Brock's
mind.
here.
Next is the Go 9
Just
Patch
kidding, Brock.
Circles Throw Quilt by our good friend Marianne Fontana of Fontana Originals. She used Hoffman fabric. Okay, we need to talk about this because this is so cute.
This is so cute. I almost feel like we need to, okay, so down here.
Here,
you
I'll
can
hold it
see
up.
She's used the 8-inch cube. She's used the large square and the 8-inch cube, shape number 1, and she's made a 9-patch.
Right.
So those are 4 inches, but it's a 9-patch, so they're going to finish at 12 inches. And then she's alternated it with 4-patch of the signature rings, which also will finish, because those are 6-inch blocks, to 12 inches. And it gives it kind of that quatrefoil look, but it's just...
Such a good word.
That
Look
is
at you on a Tuesday having a big word. I was thinking it looked like Irish chain.
And it does look like Irish
you could
chain.
do green and gold. Quattro, what is it?
Quatrefoil.
Quatrefoil. I love it. Okay, it's the word of the day. Use it again. All right,
And good luck finding another way to use it.
quatrefoils.
Okay, we like this one a lot.
We do a lot.
This is
Very
the
zen.
Restful Table Topper by Terry Van den Bosch of Lizard Creek Quilting. And here she's used Northcott fabrics.
And she's done that exact same concept that she did
Right.
for the Christmas one, but now she's used circles and just really peaceful, mindful colors.
She has done a spiral for the quilting on this.
It's very zen,
It's
Terry.
very zen. It is. It
I do
is
like
a
it a lot.
restful table topper.
Yeah, and then look at the back.
And
It's-
how quick and easy. I mean, this is a weekend project.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is certainly a weekend project. And
like it a
kudos
lot.
on that quilting. It's just really love it. Okay, now it's time to give a little love to the Joseph's Coat
Yes.
patterns, and wait till you see. This is the Go Joseph's Coat Table Topper by Marianne Fontana of Fontana Originals with these bright florals. So again, here we go. We're saying make a smaller project like this table
Yes.
topper.
Yeah.
And she's used scraps of, I'm guessing, some pretty K-facet.
Yeah,
frills.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful in that white background. It's just really fun to see those bright, scrappy colors.
They
I
just
think
really
it's really
pop. They
great.
really look like flowers in this one.
They do.
Okay, now
Next
we've
is
got
the ground clover throw quilt by Laura Striction. Okay, it's not a throw quilt. It's a like bed quilt.
it's like
huge.
huge, big
Okay,
quilt.
but I'm going to hold it and you can
Okay,
talk
we
about
should
it.
unfurl it though too.
Well, we're going to unfurl it as
Okay.
much as we can here.
so here in the middle,
There we go.
in the center portion, we've got our Joseph's coat
With dots.
with dots. So she's added circles from different circle dies
Just
all
random.
around randomly, bordered it, and then the outer border. These are the clovers that I love with big circles and an orange peel.
It's
the leaves.
fabulous.
And then she's done just a straight, just a little tiny zigzag or a straight stitch and a little motif stitch around them. Again, she's scattered these circles all throughout.
Yes.
I see a
Grunge
little
background.
mode of grunge here as well.
I just
And
think
it's got that
brilliant.
scrappy look. She did
And
a flange binding.
She gets extra points for doing a flange
a
binding.
scrappy flange
Yeah,
binding.
okay,
at
and then I'm
that.
going to show you the back because it's really super cute on the back.
Oh, so it really mimics the design on the front of the quilt, almost on the back, with our little circle flowers.
This is what I'm taking home, Erica. I just think it's
This
so
is
pretty
so
for
pretty.
fall.
I love it. For
Okay, so Laura did it in fall colors, but you could totally use Go Quilt and make it for spring
Spring.
or summer.
Oh
I
my
just think it's
gosh,
so
yes.
pretty. I mean, I can see it in bright pinks and oranges
Oh,
and purples.
so many things, but it is yummy in these fall colors.
I'm liking it a lot, Laura.
Too. Okay, next we've got Bright Sunny Fun with the Joseph's Rosette wall hanging. This is Gina Jempasa of Gem Hill Quilts and Timeless Treasures fabrics on this one.
Okay, and I love how Gina took this and kind of made it a medallion. quilt.
Yes,
And then she actually appliqued those yellow pieces
right.
onto that little table topper.
Used those same pieces.
Yeah.
Just turn the edges on them.
I just want to hang out with Gina. I feel like she always takes things differently. She like puts together blocks differently.
Just takes a different twist on it, and
Yeah.
it's very unique. This would be a great first project. Again, a great weekend project.
What do you have at your house that I don't? That waves these outside.
Oh, yes, on my.
Okay, Erica does like 47 little quilts to my one big quilt. She's always finishing little, what are these called?
Well, I use them for a wall hanging. I use quilts about this size on my front porch.
Yes.
So it's kind of like my version of a barn quilt.
Yes, and she changes them up all the
And I
time.
change
She's
them up
forever
for the seasons.
She's forever finishing little quilts. I
But
think
that's
it's fun.
That's how a quilter gets a feeling of accomplishment, because you know that I have an issue with
Yes.
finishing my quilts.
Yes.
All right,
All right.
the next one up, which I wouldn't have trouble finishing because
Now,
it's a table
this
runner,
one is really cute.
is the Go
Terry
Daisy
Vandenbosch.
Chain Table Runner.
Terry was very busy for these
was
two
very
dies.
busy.
Thank you, Terry.
These are island batiks that we've got in this one, and aren't they pretty?
Right, and this is the pattern that's on the packaging. This is the video that Erica and I made, and it was really easy.
It is. It
Once
is.
you read the
It's fun.
instructions and put it together, it was super.
Pulls that out
I know,
again.
but look, bias binding.
Bias binding. And yes, you can cut bias binding on your 2.5-inch strip die on the go, or your 2 1/4 if you want to bind it that.
Yeah.
And we've got many a video showing you just how to do that. So
Okay, I just want to show you the back because I
Oh,
think
yes,
it's so cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
That's just sunny fun. Okay, and last but not least, what holiday is coming up?
Oh, Christmas is coming. Goose is getting fat.
Look, Marianne Fontana made this Joseph's Coat stocking, and she's used Hoffman fabrics on this one. And look, I mean,
I like
said
the blues.
earlier I was seeing the blues and whites in the Joseph's Coat. Look how pretty that is.
How fun that is.
It kind of gives it, and it's kind of a creamy background. It kind of gives it, oh, with a little metallic in it.
Yeah, a little sparkle.
Kind of gives it a little bit of a that modern vintage twist.
And you could totally just make a winter table runner. You could make a Hanukkah table runner out of Hanukkah colors.
Yes.
So pretty.
This is super,
really
and then
like
the
it.
Go Stocking die is going to make it super easy to make these.
There's a die for all of that.
All of that. All of these patterns also are available as free downloads on AccuQuilt's website. So be sure you download all your patterns before your dies arrive so you'll be all ready to go.
Okay, which one are you taking? Because I'm taking Laura Strickland's.
Well,
'Cause
I may
one
take
is
more than one because you're taking such a big one, but I want the stocking.
Oh, that's good.
I want the stocking for sure. And I might take that lavender quilt too.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is
Purplish
very
or color. Okay, but let's check the fabric mailbox.
All right.
I like this.
All right, so let's see what's in the mailbox today.
Our good friends at FIGO provided us fabric. We cannot give it away. Wait till
Sorry,
you see.
there's no fabric in
Sorry,
the
there's
box,
no fabric.
Quilters.
There's-
Absolutely none. Oh,
We cannot give it away.
oh, how pretty.
Well, we cannot.
You know how I feel about tea leaf things.
Look at these
With
beautiful
words.
fabric with
Down
words.
the path, around the corner. Oh,
Around the curve, through the, oh my gosh.
Look
And then
how
look, does
pretty.
this not look like part of our little chain?
oh, it does. Oh, morning glories. Oh my goodness.
Butterflies and bicycles.
Bicycles.
Okay,
This is
we're
yummy
sorry, but
color
we cannot give this
combination.
away.
This
There's
is
one
a
for Erica and
perfect
one
color
for me.
combination for this time of year too.
It
It's like
is.
that transition from summer to fall. It's perfect.
Okay, but they say we have to give away,
All
Brock
right.
said.
The winner of the first selection of fabric is, drum roll please, Cindy M. from Longmont, Colorado.
Congratulations. And the second winner of this lovely selection of fabric is, drum roll please, Lori S. from Bastrop, Louisiana.
Congratulations. And
Congratulations.
huge thank you to FIGO for sponsoring today's show and providing these yummy samples. Our quilters are going to love making curvy projects with them. Be sure you post pictures of your curvy projects winners and let us know.
Oh,
Use
yeah.
Hashtag AccuQuiltBuilt.
Yeah, we love it. Gosh, what a good show we have. I learned about glue.
Gluing curves.
Gluing curves
We
and
learn not to be afraid of curves, right?
We learned about all the things you can get to help you with those curves.
Right.
We have beautiful fabric and 2 new dies. I'm super excited.
All those samples.
All right, quilters, the time has come. We asked, which new curvy die is your favorite? And it's time to announce the winner. Before we do, did you have a favorite?
You know, I really love Joseph's coat.
Which is funny because I love signature circles.
This is not funny at all. Because
Not
it's
at
the
all.
more traditional and it's the more modern.
Yeah.
And I'm more towards the traditional quilts. You're more towards the modern quilts,
Yeah.
although we cross over all the time.
All the time. But you could make, what do you call those? That you hang outside?
A wall hanging,
No, you hang them outside, not inside.
a porch hanging.
There we go, a porch quilt. She
porch
can make
quilt.
them with Joseph's coat. That's your challenge, to make it in fall colors.
I already have fall ones.
Okay, make it for winter. All
I
right,
have a sunflower up there right now.
go to Erica's house. She has all
I
sorts
have
of
all
things.
kinds of things. All right, enough of that nonsense. The team has counted all of your votes, and the winner is, drum roll please. It's both.
Of course, because how could you
How
possibly
could you
choose?
possibly choose? Great job, quilters.
Yeah.
I think they're both winners too.
I really do. And I love the fact that, you know, we talk about curves all the time, and this is so easy. Just take a breath, make some test blocks. The first time I sewed curves, it was just a mess. It really was. But then I realized, you know, put the smile on the top,
Smile on the
make
top.
sure you're
raise your
pinning or
foot.
gluing.
Gluing.
Okay, quilters, we have tons of great deals available for you on our website.
We do. You can place your order. Open a new tab on your browser, type in AccuQuilt.com. You'll go to the site, you'll see the offers. Or you can also find these new dies at your local AccuQuilt retailer. And
Because they're part of our permanent die collection.
yes, and you can find, if you don't know how to find your local AccuQuilt retailer, go up to the top of the page and it says Store Locator. Click on that. Down below, type in your zip code or your city and state. Then below that, there's a drop down. You can pick if you want it in a 5-mile radius. So you can go up to a 200-mile radius, and it will search and pull up those stores for you.
Yeah.
And if it's 200 miles away, you might want to give them a phone call just to make sure they still have it in stock before you get there.
Yes.
Just my
and
little tip.
Speaking of retailers, you can also find this month's die to try, which is the Mermaid Die.
King and Queen.
You can find it on the AccuQuilt website. You can find it at our local retailer. We made the cutest bag last week.
Oh,
Super cute using June Taylor. We used the Alexandra bag.
Yes.
And it was so fun to just put those strips and applique our little mermaid onto it.
oh, I love that.
All right. And we want to remind everyone about the great bundles that we have available for these 2 new Curvy Bob dies. By the way, you can any order can ship free to the contiguous U.S. if you have an AQ Circle Plus membership. It starts at just $14.99 a month.
That's right. So be sure to check out which of our retailers will be at some upcoming quilting shows. And we happen to have a little graphic here of a little road trip that Pam and I are going to be taking.
We are. We're headed October 5th. We're headed east. We're going to Hayes Sewing in Wilmington, Delaware.
October 6th, we're going to be at Springwater Design in Columbia, Maryland, and Material Girls in La Plata, Maryland.
And then we're finishing up our road trip on October 7th with Steve Sewing in the King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. You can reach out to those retailers and sign up for our events. Eric and I are going to be there. We have a little trunk show. We're going to talk about all sorts of great stuff. Yep.
And it's going to be a trade-up event as well.
Yeah. All right. And if you're headed to AQS Grand Rapids,
Oh,
I'm
So
going
is she.
I'm going tomorrow. I'm teaching a class on Thursday and Friday. I'm giving demos on Friday afternoon in the Grand Ballroom. You can sign up for my Friday class if you there's a few spaces left there. AccuQuilt is hosting the lounge area, so you can come and help us with charity quilts. And then I'm home on Sunday, and I leave Tuesday for Missouri Star Quilt, their birthday bash. I will be at the Penny store Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
right. And
gonna
our
be great.
partner in crime, Lori, is going to be
At Birthday Bash as well.
Bash as well. She's going to be in a tent on Main Street
Yep.
with all the June Taylor products and a couple of AccuQuilt products as well.
Yeah, we have some really fun giveaways.
Really do.
All right, it is time for Eric and I to get ready for our next event. We hope that today's double die launch was just what you needed to inspire you to embrace your quilting curves.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and look for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday.
You can visit the events page on AccuQuilt's website for more details on upcoming shows. And while you're there, check out the blog for tips, tricks, tutorials, and inspiration galore,
And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time.
so you can quilt more.
Quilters, join me every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time for AccuQuilt Live. We have tons of fun. Tomorrow, we're going to be making blocks using the new Go Joseph's Coat. Be sure to join us to see if you won our giveaway.
And come back every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time for more exciting shows. Our events are filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration. Next time, we'll be relaunching the Go Tea Party die and offering some new inspiration for it. We hope to see you there.